My name is Samuel Cantu Jr.
My name is Elizabeth Enzenauer.
My name is Roseanne Rodriguez.
My name is Gaspar Flores.
My name is Sylvia Navarro.
My name is Erica Villarreal.
My name is Aaron Longoria.
Jackie Del Garza.
My name is Louis Gutierrez.
I was actually a fluke. I got laid off from the oil field in June of 2016, and so I was looking for different jobs, and I thought, like, well, getting into the city, might be stable. I don't want to be in the oil field anymore because, you got your ups and downs. So I was just looking on the city website for different jobs, and I saw a 911 dispatcher. I'm like, it could be interesting.
I like helping people, so that's what really interested me in it. And I had worked dispatch at the refinery, so I thought I'd be able to do good with this.
My opportunity to do service. I am a woman of faith, and I believe I was called and led to be here. So I enjoy serving others, and with the experience that we've had with this past hurricane, it's really evolved and really opened up my mind and my focus.
The job is very interesting, to be honest. A lot of adrenaline, and that's what I like, kind of seek out the adrenaline.
Well, before this job, my husband and I owned a business for about 10 years, and we sold the business, and so I was looking to get a job, and I wanted something secure, and I love helping people, so it just kind of all bundled into one.
I've actually always wanted to work for the police department. I applied to be a police officer, but I didn't pass my test.
I actually just saw it online and I was like, oh, let's see how it goes.
I have some family members that are police officers. I have a lot of respect for the police officers, the firefighters, the medics, and first responders, and I thought it'd be a great way to work with them.
My dad has been a firefighter for a long time, and I have a brother that's a firefighter now, and I also had an uncle. It's something I thought about doing, but I got injured, so I couldn't really do the physical parts of it. So this is like something that I can do that's close to helping out and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's exactly what I expected.
It is what I expected.
No, it's more.
Yeah, I did a lot of research, so a lot of the stories and a lot of what I read was exactly what's happening here.
I didn't really know what to expect.
Yes and no.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder.
It is. I really enjoy it. I'd say it's all the information we have to remember and the different commands that go with different calls and stuff like that.
Just the amount of stuff you need to know to perform the job.
The memorizing and the adapting to being able to do more than one thing at a time.
Right now, it's learning LE radio. That's the hardest part, I think.
I'm training not only for work purposes and not only for my informational purposes to pass these tests, but I'm training to save lives or to help save lives.
Trying to learn a whole new system in such a short amount of time is quite complicated.
At the moment, trying to memorize everything in a short period of time.
For me, it's going to be the geography. I'm not a native to here, so I've been having to work on the geography a lot.
Information overload. It's just like right now we're training on radio, and it's just we're having to learn so much more geography, the detailed geography, all the call signs for the city and the county people, the signal and 10 codes, so it's almost like learning another language.
Thank you. Back to you. My wink was back.
One of our other employees that's going through training with us, we were going through the phonetic alphabet, and I think she got to, I don't know which letter it was, but she came out with a rabbit, R for a rabbit instead of Robert. And it was kind of funny.
Roseanne, we were studying our commands and doing our reviews and whatnot. We started doing the alphabet, and instead of Robert, she yelled out rabbit, and like loud and clear, very confident. And so we all just like kind of just got quiet. We didn't know we should laugh, and then she just cracked up, and so we all started cracking up. It was kind of funny.
Like, what if the girls said rabbit instead of Robert?
In repeating I know I was very exhausted on my part, especially after the hurricane, and I was repeating a license plate back, and I think it was maybe George Henry Robert, but instead of Robert, I said rabbit.
We had a woman call in, and she said that she needed medics to check on her because she was pregnant with a hippo.
We had the caller who called in, said he had a burglary, and you could hear him watching some very adult movies in the background.
One of my most memorable calls would be I answered the phone, and a gentleman on the phone informed me that he had shot and killed somebody and they were still there.
But one in particular is a woman calling in, and you can hear the disturbance in progress in the background. You can hear the assault, and you want to just send out units and get that help out there immediately.
Most memorable up until this point is my first CPR call. And I knew at some point I was going to take one, and I was dreading, but at the same time curious and willing to just be that person to help.
I think my worst fear was getting like a suicide call in, and I got my first suicidal caller, and really he just wanted somebody to talk to on the phone and kind of talk him out of what he wanted to do. So that was hard, but it was, I mean, he turned out okay. So
The guy was threatening to sue me because his car got towed and he left his EpiPen in his car.
A welfare check, and the lady who called she was living out of town and she was looking for her sister, and she hadn't heard from her in like 2 weeks. So whenever I put the call in, she called me the next day saying, "Oh, thank you, I got the news that I wanted," and she was all right.
I'd say I'd probably have to be with a guy that was crying on the phone, wanting to commit suicide, and I just kind of talked to him like as if I was his friend, kind of related to him. Asked him about his hobbies. He said he liked basketball. I said I play basketball, so kind of just related with him on that kind of level. Talked him into being calm. The calls were the same. A lot of welfare checks, and people wanting to check on their family, and we couldn't really do a whole lot because the lines were down.
Callers were depending on us to give them information, and we were just kind of getting it as we went along, so it's kind of flying by the seat of our pants, so to speak.
Like when it started to land, that's whenever we started getting calls and people wanted to evacuate.
Actually on when the hurricane came in, and just a lot of calls, a lot of questions, people not knowing what to do.
We had so many calls coming out to us, and it was kind of hard being unable to dispatch people out due to being sheltered in place.
The police department was nice enough to let us stay here and be in a safe place. And then we'd get these calls in, and I'm like, not that I didn't believe what they were saying, but when we got to leave the building and see like the trees blown down and the poles tipped over and everything, that's when I was like, okay, like it was kind of bad.
Or it was more than just one, it was many, or people were like, "Or am I gonna die?" And it's like, oh man, I don't really know. I mean, just try to stay inside, just try to take care of yourself. If you see anything happening or dangerous, just stay away from it.
It was really cool seeing everybody come together and work as a team.
We all have our personal lives, our families, and situations outside of work, and we were all, I think with the right support, we were all able to allow that to be over there and come together here and be here for the community and for anyone who needed us.
Learn how to multitask.
Keep an open mind and be ready and willing to just give it 100%.
If you go into this, be prepared for a lot of studying.
Know your locations. Location, location, location.
Be quick on typing, because that's a big one that I had trouble with coming in, was typing.
Just to be prepared. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult. It's going to take a lot of hard work and effort and studying.
Take all the practice tests that you can.
If you decide to go into this job, make sure you have enough confidence, and that way the more confidence you have, it's easier to take the calls.
My advice would be, it gets intimidating at times, but if you just persevere and study, and then everything will end out good.
Thank you, Carrie Guajardo.
So bad.